Okay, so this is the Akashic Wednesday Wisdom Live. I am here on Facebook, and today we are going to be looking at programming that we have taken on board that really does limit our ability to have soul expansion, growth, and in some cases, really kind of connecting with the abundance that we want to experience. And sometimes, it can be kind of linked to past life choices, things that we've done in previous lifetimes, that we are still kind of holding on to this pattern or this programming that really kind of puts the blocks on what we're available, what we're available for, what we are willing to allow ourselves to either do or receive. And the phrase that I came across that I thought summed this up really well was that you can have too much of a good thing. And I kind of was thinking about this. It came to me last week that, first of all, I have had that phrase said to me, you can have too much of a good thing. I know that I've actually said that to other people as well. But, when we start to really kind of break that down or really kind of take on board the words of that, it's kind of like, well, if I think and believe that, then I'm never going to get past a certain level, or I'm never going to have everything that I, wish to experience, so whether you want a really successful, career or work, and a really healthy marriage or relationship, you might have the thing that you can't have both of those because it's too much of a good thing. Or that you couldn't have all of the abundance that the universe has to offer. So good health and, all of the money that you would ever want, and the freedom of choice, and all of the beautiful loving relationships. You can't have all of those because it's too much of a good thing. So it was kind of like, well, where has this come from, and why do we buy into that? So I wanted to just release that programming. I wanted to delete that programming from our subconscious, because I think the premise of that, from what I understand, is that we can become very used to having something really, really good in our lives, and so that it becomes the norm. So then we don't appreciate it. And so that's why I think that phrase came about, was that you can have too much of a good thing because you then lose the appreciation. However, who says that we would lose the appreciation of that? So I was in the forest last week and I was surrounded by all of these trees, and it was just amazing. And every day I woke up with that same, oh my God, this is amazing. And this didn't feel like it was too much of a good thing. And, I could go off and perhaps one day go and live in a forest, but I would still wake up every day with that same wonder and awe and gratitude and appreciation that I was in that space. That would never feel like it was too much of a good thing. However, my programming might have me believe that, yes, I would get used to this, it would become the norm, and I would lose the awe and the wonder around having that. So I thought, this is perfect. I want to kind of clear this programming, because I feel that as, conscious beings that we are, and, doesn't matter where you are on your spiritual path, or how enlightened or awake you are, I think we can still have an abundance of everything that we wish to have in our life. And I think is the way that we are, that we would still very much have that gratitude every day, and that appreciation for what we have. I don't think we would be now at a place where it would become normal, or, we would take it for granted. I think we would still find that appreciation and gratitude in everything that we would have. And so from that place, why can't we have it all? Why, there's never a thing of having too much of a good thing. Yes, I invite all of that goodness and more of that into my life. Yes, please. I would like that. I desire that. So that's what we're going to do today. So we're going to go into the Akashic Records. We're going to connect in. We're going to get tuned in. First of all, we're going to ground. We're going to connect to divine source. We're going to bring in our spiritual support team. and then I'll take you into your Akashic Records for a journey. Archangel Michael, I've just been working with Archangel Michael this morning. Archangel Michael wishes to stay for this journey, which is beautiful because I've not had Archangel Michael in the Akashic Records for a little while. So he's going to actually do the clearing and the healing for us. Whether this relates to a past life, who knows? What I want to do is I want to just do a really deep cleanse and clear of our subconscious programming, any level of programming, actually, wherever that might be. I want Archangel Michael to activate that for us, so we can just really start to step into feeling abundant and knowing that we are deserving, that we don't need to be fearful, that it's not going to be taken away, and that we can have it all. And we can't, there is no such thing as too much of a good thing. We're not limiting ourselves on how much we receive and how much we're willing to allow into our lives. We are opening ourselves up to be open channels to all of that goodness. So that's what my intention is for the activation. So thought I just wanted to explain that. So I'm now going to lead you through a short journey. So you want to kick your shoes off, get yourself, get your feet planted on the floor. If you're lying on a bed, that's absolutely fine. Just when we're kind of doing that connection, just imagine your feet are on the ground. I want you to place your hands upwards on the bed or on your lap. And what we're doing here is we're putting ourselves into a very receptive mode. So we're really open to the healing, the guidance, the activations that come through. So if you want to just gently close your eyes, and I'm just going to kind of let you know that if this is new for you in terms of the Akashic Record journeys, then you will experience them different to the next person. And this is really about embodying your Akashic Record. So you may sense your way, you may feel your way through the Akashic Records, you may be very visual, or you have a great imagination. You may very much be auditory and hear your way through, or you might just have a sense of knowing that you're in your Akashic Records, and knowing that the guidance and what's going on is perfect and aligned for you. So we all experience our Akashic Records in different ways, and you will probably experience them with more than one sense. So the more senses that you can switch on, the more I suppose you can really embody or experience the Akashic Records, not really embody it, but experience the Akashic Records. But if you only kind of use your imagination, that is absolutely perfect. You're not going to have any lesser of an experience because of that. So I just want you to take a deep breath in for me. And we're just going to call back your energy now from across time and space, people and events. And on that out breath, just allow everything to relax. Just give yourself permission just to have these few minutes for yourself as you make a connection with your Akashic Records and your guides. And again, take a deep breath in, calling back your energy from across time and space, people and events. And on that out breath, allow your shoulders to drop, your forehead to slacken, and your jaw to relax. And just sense that the arms and the body are starting to become heavy, very much feeling the furniture connected under your body. And again, take another deep breath in, calling back your energy from across time and space, people and events. And again, on the out breath, just start to bring your attention to your feet. Start to feel the connection with the floor. And I want you to start to imagine that there's big, thick, strong roots starting to come from the soles of your feet, starting to make their way into the earth, through the soil, through the rocks, the stones, and the shale. And your roots are making their way down to the heart of Mother Earth. And at the center of the planet, there's a large crystal. This crystal is glimmering and shimmering there in the light. And I want you to just notice what kind of crystal has appeared for you today. And this crystal and the energy that this crystal holds is exactly what you need to bring your chakras into balance and your aura. So just wrap your roots around that crystal, and you'll notice that the color and the energy of that crystal is starting to transfer into the roots. And your roots just automatically start to draw that energy up. And as it's drawing the energy up, you perhaps will notice that there's a beautiful sparkle that's rising up with the roots, which contains that crystalline energy. So we're drawing that energy up from the heart of Mother Earth, up through the roots, up through the Earth Star chakra, which is about 18 inches below your feet. As we take this energy through each chakra, each one will become perfectly balanced, open and switched on, ready for our journey. So taking it through the Earth Star chakra, the energy is now moving into your feet. And as it starts to come into the soles of your feet, you may start to feel a tingling or a shift in the physical body. And the energy starts to come up through the legs, up to the knees, rising higher up to the thighs. And we're taking that crystalline color through the root chakra at the base of the spine, up through the sex organs, through the sacral, up below the belly button and through the navel chakra, taking it higher up through the solar plexus above the belly button, up to the heart. And I just want you to pause here and take a deep breath in. And on that out breath, just allow the heart chakra to open, to expand and to grow. And it may feel a little bit uncomfortable, but just allow your heart chakra just to open a little bit more. So we're allowing that crystalline energy into the heart, into the layers of the chakra. And that crystalline energy, as it goes through each of these chakras, will be opening and cleansing and clearing anything that's not serving you, any lower energies, any blockages. We're just releasing those with this crystalline energy. Just imagine now that that energy is now coming up to the shoulders and it's falling gently down the arms all the way to your palms. And your palm chakras light up and open. Bring your attention now to the throat and take the energy through the throat chakra, up to the third eye, the point between your eyebrows, out to the ears, back through into the eardrums and through the ear chakras. Then into the middle of the head through the pineal and pituitary glands, and then up to the crown. And just imagine that your crown chakra is opening and the petals, like a lotus flower, these petals are just gently opening, falling around the face as that beam of energy shines through the top of your head and fills the room. The room that you're sat in is suddenly taken on by that beautiful, bright colored energy with all of those sparkles and that glistening. Every aspect of your room is starting to absorb this crystalline energy from Mother Earth. And anything that needs to be cleansed and cleared, Mother Earth will take that energy away and transmute it. We're just going to focus the attention at the etheric chakras above your head. So your soul star chakra, which is about 12 inches above your head. We just imagine that that is now lighting up in its own sphere of light. The universal chakra, which is higher again. And then the stellar gateway, which is about 2 feet above your head. Each of those points are their own individual globe of light. And then bringing your attention to the causal chakra at the back of the head. It's 3 to 4 inches from the back. And then again, just imagine that as its own globe of light that's now switched on. So all points, all chakras have been cleansed and cleared and are now ready for us to connect with our Akashic records. Your auric field, 2 meters all around you, 360 degrees, has absorbed this crystalline energy. And it's like you are being held in a sphere of golden light. We're now going to invite our spiritual support team. So calling in Archangel Michael, Raphael, Gabriel, and Uriel to come and take a place around your physical body. Archangel Michael behind you, Archangel Gabriel to your left, Archangel Uriel in front, and Archangel Raphael to your right. I'm going to invite Archangel Sandalphon to hold the space below your feet. And Archangel Metatron to bring down a connection to Christ consciousness and divine source. So imagine that Archangel Metatron is now making his way through the ceiling of your room, and in his hands he's got a golden sphere of light, a miniature bright sun. And this holds the essence of divine source and Christ consciousness. Archangel Metatron is just taking that through the etheric chakras and then gently places that globe on your crown chakra. As soon as it connects with the crown chakra, every aspect of your body, your aura, fills with golden light. All of your nadis, your meridians, your cells, your energetic DNA, your lungs, your limbs, organs, blood, muscles, bones, every aspect of you is absorbing this golden light. Just feel that connection. And that golden globe just gently makes its way to your heart. And just feel that connection at the heart chakra. So you're being held by angelic support in a beautiful sphere of light. You're connected to divine source. You're connected to Mother Earth, above and below. We're now going to just call in any other spiritual support team, beings of 100% pure love and light that wish to hold the space, wish to connect with you, wish to guide you on this journey. We invite them into the space now. Any ascended masters, goddess or god energy, elementals, galactics, star beings, any councils. We invite you all in, any other angels, family guides, and ancestors. So just bringing your attention to your third eye, the point between your eyebrow. And I want you to start to imagine, sense, feel, or know that there's a large purple portal of light that's starting to appear in front of you, and it's starting to swirl. And you're just following that movement of that swirling. And it's getting bigger and bigger. And it gets bigger and bigger. And it gets so big that you can step through that portal of light and find yourself in a corridor And just taking notice of what the corridor feels like, perhaps looks like, sounds like. Start to walk down the corridor, just noticing maybe what the floor feels like under your feet, what it sounds like. Maybe touch the walls. And you're heading towards a large door at the end of the corridor. And on that door, you'll notice that there are some details: your full name, your date of birth, and your place of birth. Once you get a sense, see, or just know that those details are there, you know that you're at your Akashic Records. I want you to place your hand on the door handle and open the door and step into your Akashic Records, into your library, and allow the door to shut gently behind you. And I want you to just take in the grandeur and the splendor of your Akashic Records, even if it perhaps feels quite modest and small. This is a very sacred and special place that will feel like you're coming home every time that you enter this space. So just breathe in the energy of your Akashic Records. And notice that the books around you hold wisdom and knowledge of all of the activities, all of the choices, the memories, the thoughts that you've had since your soul's creation. And you'll notice just at the door that there's a chair on the left-hand side, and this is for your ego to sit in. And your ego is quite happy to just leave you for a few moments. So notice your ego just now separating itself from your physical body and starting to head over to the chair with a smile on its face. And your ego finds a book that's already there on the chair, makes themselves comfortable and picks up that book and just starts to read. And this just allows you to be fully confident that any messages and guidance that you receive today, you can be confident and know that they are from your guides, from your higher self, and not the human mind. So I want you to just now step forward and start to head towards that large table in the middle of your Akashic Records. And you'll notice on that table that there's a large book. This is your present lifetime book that is being updated every second of the day. And as you pull that book towards you, you'll notice that the page is open. And there will be already perhaps text, sentences, words, pictures, illustrations that have already been entered into the book from today's activities. Just leaving the book there on the table, we're going to invite your guides, your Akashic Record guides, into the space, and any other guides that wish to support you personally. So start to feel these energies behind you, and there may be more than one. And when you're ready, I want you to turn around and just notice who is there, what they look like. And if you're familiar with your guides, then do say hello. And if these feel like they're new guides, then feel free to ask for a name as you introduce yourself. And your guides are delighted that you're here today. They have big beams, big smiles on their faces, because they know that as humans, we can make life challenging and more difficult than it needs to be. And your guides know that today that we've come to start to release some of the programming that we have that doesn't support us with allowing a huge amount, an unstoppable amount of abundance, desire, wishes, whatever it is that we hope to have, that we desire to have, through our human programming, through our trauma, our conditioning, our beliefs. We set our own limits. And so today the guides know that we're here to start to unprogram, unpick, release some of those limitations that are self-imposed. Because we do have a choice of believing what we're told or tuning in to our own knowledge and our own wisdom and actually really realizing and being conscious of what is the truth. So your guides are going to hold the space for us today because Archangel Michael wishes to be the person, has requested and indicated that he would be the person that would like to release this programming from the Akashic Records and from our conscious levels. So we're going to call in Archangel Michael now into the Akashic Records. Just want you to start to notice, sense, feel, or just know that there's a angelic energy, a being of light walking towards you, holding the most amazing, beautiful blue sword. And you may see Archangel Michael in a human type form. You may sense or see them as just blue energy or white energy, whatever it might be for you. Archangel Michael is with you. And your guides are bringing over a chair. And Archangel Michael is inviting you to sit on this chair. The Archangel Michael wants to place his sword. In fact, he wants to give you his sword. He's offering you the sword. So take the sword, the flaming blue sword, into your hands, and it's perfectly safe. And he wishes for you to hold that at the heart. And Archangel Michael is going to come behind you. And he wants to connect with all programming that is ready to be released, that is creating self-imposed limitation in our lives. And these are going to present themselves as tapes, as pieces of hardware that are almost like they've been implanted into the back of your head. So where you have the top of your neck and the bottom of your skull, that is the point that Archangel Michael is going to take these pieces of hardware, these tapes, away. So we're going to just request that as many programs, as many tapes that need to be released, we are now requesting that they are released from the Akashic Records, from any timeline, any lifetime, any universe, any dimension. Please, Archangel Michael, start to remove, start to take away these tapes these pieces of hardware. And so you'll feel Archangel Michael is starting to take these pieces of hardware from the back of your head. And I just want you to notice maybe how many there are as he's taking these away. And what this will be doing is we'll be taking away those beliefs that we have, the stories that we tell ourselves, the proverbs that we've perhaps bought into. Archangel Michael is just releasing all of this programming, all of these implants, and any trauma that's associated with these programs having been created. Archangel Michael is just releasing that also. Archangel Michael is placing these programs, these tapes, into a large bag. And as soon as he places them into the bag, they are transmuted in blue flames. And those energies will be released back to divine source. Continue to hold that sword at your heart. This is giving you strength. This is giving you courage to move past and beyond the programming that is here. It's allowing you to have new perspective, new thoughts, new clarity, new confidence. So Archangel Michael releases this program from the back of your head. Continue to hold the sword at the heart. Continue to feel the energy of that sword being absorbed into the heart. And that courage and that newfound strength being taken through the body and into the mind. Knowing that you can move past your own self-imposed limitations, limiting beliefs, limiting mindset, feelings, emotions, stories. Now, Archangel Michael is just starting to replace some of this programming, some of this trauma, and he inserts a tape that just holds the energy of divine source, of love, abundance, power, knowledge, wisdom, prosperity, wealth, grace, and possibility. So just allowing that new programming, those new energies, that activation to be taken through the body, through all of the conscious levels, through all of your timelines and lifetimes, through the Akashic Records. And Archangel Michael just seals off the area that he's been working on with blue flames and light. And then Archangel Michael comes around the front of you and asks for his sword to be given back, which he takes from you. And you'll notice if you perhaps look down at your body or just get sense or just know, or perhaps imagine that your auric field and your whole body system is taking on this beautiful bluish white light. And this is just holding the energies of that activation, of strength and courage, and a sense of renewal, that you can create your own more aligned and positive stories now going forward. making more aligned choices that allow you to break through those self-imposed limitations, however small they are. You've got the strength and the activation and the codes and the courage to break through them, to perhaps surprise yourself. So Archangel Michael is stepping completely back now. And your Akashic guides are inviting you now to step over to the table again and pull towards you the present lifetime book. And there you will notice on the page, perhaps an illustration or a photograph or the words that represent that healing and activation that you've just received and that programming that you've released. And your guides just want to further activate a desire of something that you may have or that you can connect in with now, that you truly wish for, that you truly want to experience and embody. Something that you feel perhaps you have limited yourself all of this time, believing that you couldn't have too much of it because it would lose its magic, its potency, its energy. But now knowing that that is an illusion, it is false, what would you like to have? What would you desire to have more of, an abundance of? Bring that to the conscious, bring that to the mind. And your guides are wishing you to feel that. How does it feel to have all of that and more? Embody that feeling, embody whatever that thing is, fully and completely with the whole of your body. And you may see this or sense this is a light that's growing all around you as you embody that desire. And that light is getting brighter and bigger. And it gets so big, it completely fills your Akashic records. This is you embodying that desire to its maximum level and beyond. And now you are fully activated with that desire. And the light starts to fade. But just know that the whole of your being, your guides, your Akashic records have taken on that intention. And so they can do what they need to do in the background to support you in experiencing that. So your guides are now ready to say goodbye, and it's time to leave the Akashic records. So saying goodbye in any way that feels right for you. Start to walk towards the door of your Akashic records. When you get to the door, just take one more look around your cosmic library. And then step into the corridor. And you'll notice that your ego is falling in behind you. And the door shuts behind your body. And out loud or in your mind, I want you to say, I now close my Akashic records. Start to walk down the corridor, back towards that purple swirling light. And then when you get to the purple swirling light, start to step through it and start to find yourself back in the room, back on the chair, and start to rub your feet, start to rub your thighs. And what we're doing is we're physically waking up the body, we're bringing ourselves back into consciousness, but what we're also doing, we're grounding the healing, grounding the messages, grounding that embodiment into the physical body. And so any further clarity or guidance or insight that's needed, my intention is that that will start to come through over the next couple of days, transmitted and kind of given to you by your guides. So I'd love to know what it was that you really fully embodied and what it is that you would like to have an abundance of, an unlimited amount of, and also perhaps how many programs that you got released from the back of your neck by Archangel Michael. But yeah, do let me know how you get on. If you've got any questions, any feedback, then please do put them in the comments below and I will come back to you. Obviously, if you want to go a little bit deeper with that, then I do the monthly Akashic Masterclasses. We do a different topic each month, and the next one is coming up in September on the 9th, and that's all connected with our business, and we go into the business chambers. So if you want to look at maybe attending that, or even looking at the lifetime access of the masterclasses that we've already done, then I have my own Akashic library with all of those 2-hour masterclasses in there. So do reach out if you want more information around those. Okay, so enjoy the rest of your day and I'll see you next week.